speak to us today. Take it away, Tony.
Good morning, family. Good morning. I thought that I would just start out with a recap just to put things into perspective. So, as we do every January, we are looking at the first four chapters of the textbook, which are the foundation for teaching. So, the first one that we looked at was the thing itself. And in the thing itself, it discusses the presence, the essence, the energy, the intelligence, the love that is God, a universal divine mind that is the origin of everything. First cause, God, spirit, creator, whatever you want to call it, that which is in back of everything. And the fact that we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life, and we are surrounded by, immersed in, and flowing through us is that creative something, that essence, that presence. And that creative something creates through love and through law. In The Way It Works, chapter 2, we looked at the fact that we are created in his image and likeness, that the life that we live is the universal life expressing through us. Else, how could we live? The textbook asks us. We looked at the fact that it works for us by working through us. Within us is a mental law, the law of mind, working out the will and the purpose of our conscious thoughts. The sum total of all our thought, will, purpose, belief creates a tendency in the law that causes it to react to us according to our beliefs. And this week, we're going to take a look at what it does. From the textbook, page 40, we are surrounded by a mind or intelligence that knows everything. The potential knowledge of all things exists in this mind. The abstract essence of beauty, truth, and wisdom coexist in the minds of the universe. We also exist in it and may draw from it. But what we draw from it, we must draw through the channel of our own minds. Its nature is to impart, ours is to receive. However, it can only tell us or give us what we can understand. It personifies itself through man in varying degrees according to man's receptivity to it. So, why? Where are we in consciousness? Where are we on our spiritual journey? What is our level of growth? What is our level of awareness? That influences how much we're able to receive. From the textbook, page 43, love is divine givingness, law is the way. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. The law of mind that we are discussing and its derivative laws are what we use to create our lives and to create our experiences. There are so many. We have the law of love, first and foremost, the law of cause and effect, the law of mental equivalence, the law of attraction, which gets so much press, the law of correspondence, the law of equilibrium, the law of freedom. The mind must conceive before the creative energy can produce. We must supply the avenue through which it can work. It is ready and willing. It is its nature to spring into being through our thought and action. But we must embody, we must become it in consciousness. Whatever it is we are trying to create, to express, to experience, to live, to be, we must become that in consciousness. We must express it and experience it within first. We create it in the invisible and spirit manifested in form and experience. A question screamed at me as I was preparing this. And that question was, but what if I don't know? What if I'm trying to create something and I don't know what it looks like, what it feels like, what it is? I've never had that experience before. So, what I wanted to assure you of and share with you is that what I've learned through experience is that spirit will guide you to whatever it is and teach you about it, reveal it to you, because there is also a law of growth, and that includes spiritual and physical growth. Because as you set your intention, even if you don't know exactly what it is, spirit responds. Later, in the talks, I'm going to have the opportunity to do a talk on meditation, and I'm going to do it from the perspective of utilizing it to commune with spirit, to learn, to understand, to become aware, to realize more of the truth. So it is about tapping into spirit and learning to use the law to create what you want. Now, from the original textbook, the 1927 Science of Mind textbook on page 175, mental science is not a get rich quick scheme. Neither does it promise something for nothing. It does, however, promise the one who will comply with its teaching that he shall be able to bring into his life and experience greater possibilities and happier conditions. The science of mind is based entirely upon the supposition that we are surrounded by a universal mind into which we think. This mind, in its original state, fills all space with its presence. Since it fills all space, it fills the space that man uses in the universe. It is in man as well as outside of him. It is all there is. As he thinks into this universal mind, he sets in motion a law which is creative and which contains within itself a limitless possibility. Now, I don't want to oversimplify this. So, next week, how to use it will be covered. So, for us, as much is possible as we can conceive. This is why some draw one type of knowledge and some another, and all from the same source, the source of all knowledge. Our thought and conscious receptivity differentiate this universal possibility by drawing it through our minds and causing it to flow into particular channels throughout the conscious receptivity of our different faiths, our different beliefs. One state of consciousness will differentiate one kind of result, another mental state, a different manifestation. Our teaching has provided a tool through which we can impress, sow seeds into the subconscious, which is part of, which is within the universal divine mind. And so in this chapter, Ernest Holmes discusses treatment, spiritual mind treatment. A treatment is an active thing. When one gives a treatment, he is not sitting around hoping that something will happen. When one gives a treatment, he is definitely, constructively, actively stating, sensing, knowing some specific good. Page 47, undoubtedly, each of us is now demonstrating his or her concept of life, but trained thought is far more powerful than untrained. And the one who gives conscious power to his thought should be more careful what he thinks than one who does not. The more power one gives to his thought, the more completely he believes that his thought has power, the more power it will have. It is done according to our belief. And so Ernest Holmes gives the example of iron. It was very funny. Pig iron. I have no idea what that is. I meant to look it up, but I didn't. But he gives the example of iron being poured into a mold. So the iron is melted and it's just liquid and free and plastic and it can take on any form. So the iron is melted, is poured into a mold, and when it's poured into that mold, it takes on the form of whatever that mold is. So on page 48, as this idea is the mold we place in mind, it will be filled by the substance necessary to complete the manifestation of this good in our lives. We have to understand that we are pouring into our subconscious mind. And when we do, it has to be done with focus and clear intention if we want to reap the desired outcome. Page 48, faith in a certain specific statement has power to consciously oppose, neutralize, erase, and obliterate the opposite mental attitude. It stands to reason that if thought and faith, prayer, hope, and appreciation are uniting at all, they're definite. And if they are definite, they must be specific. If they are specific, then they are unquestionable and must accomplish their desire. So, our Science of Mind textbook is teaching us that there's a divine presence, and that divine presence is us. It expresses itself uniquely and individually in and through and as us. And we have the opportunity, once we get clear, of creating the lives that we choose to live, because there are spiritual laws that have been put into place that will respond to us and allow us to create whatever it is that we believe. And we're not stuck with anything, because we have a way to create something new, something different, something more, something better. But it is important that we understand the truth, understand who we are, and understand the laws that spirit has put into place to support us. Here and now, we are surrounded and immersed in an infinite good. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. And how much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. And next week, how to use it. So let's take this into prayer. So, what I know is that I am part of, I am within, I am an expression of a divine, unlimited creative intelligence that is all knowing, all powerful, that is beauty and peace and harmony and light and love, that is infinite and unlimited and ever creating, ever expressing, ever expanding, ever moving forward. That this power and presence expresses in and through me, as me, by means of me, and provides me with everything, everything I could possibly dream of, desire, or need. And so I affirm and declare with this word that this power and presence is informing me, it is guiding me, it is teaching me, it is writing what needs to be righted, it is shifting what needs to be shifted, it is providing me with exactly what I require to live my heart's desire, to live the life that I choose to live, to express what I choose to express, to know what I need to know, and feel what I need to feel, to be the peace, the unique and ever unfolding divine creative expression of myself. I declare and affirm with this word that any and everything, all good is possible in me, through me, as me, for me. I affirm with this word that this divine presence simply says yes to me. Even when I don't know, even when I don't understand, I know that this power and presence, if I simply avail myself, will provide me with exactly what I require. And there are no limits. There is nothing that can stop me, nothing that can interfere. I simply have to know the truth and tune into that one. The truth is, God in me, as me, is me. This is my truth. And with deep gratitude, I release this word into the law, knowing that it is already done. Please close with me. And so it is.